The University of Detroit Mercy presents another brand new episode of Ask the Professor, the radio show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. Today's program was recorded using Zoom video conferencing technology.
The University Tower chimes ring in another session of Ask the Professor, the show in which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Mio, and let me introduce to you our panel for today. All the way in the upper left square, as he always is, it's Professor Dave Chow.
Oh, it's me. Oh, pleasure to be here, as always.
Except for that one time when you weren't in the upper left square.
Oh, see, I got Jim in the upper left square right about now. That's also
interesting. Everybody's got a different combo. It's
That's
like everybody gets their own season of Hollywood Squares.
It could be worse. I think there's more like Brady Bunch, though.
So what fantastical projects are you working on right now, Dave?
Am I working on anything fantastical? Ford Expedition? That's not too fantastical.
That's pretty cool.
It's work. Could be worse. Got a couple kids' books, so it's a living.
Nice. Very nice.
It's a living.
At this time of year, I, always make sure that I tune in or at least check the background info on the episode of Dead Files to make absolute sure that I'm not going to miss one with you on it,
Last season was all California. I just got done with one. I think I told you last Monday.
That's right.
So locally, Shelby Township. So
it's a creepy time of year. So it fits in very well.
Yep.
Not because of you, because of the show.
Yeesh.
We're joined today by Professor James Balfour Tubbs.
Well, hello.
What's going on, Jim?
Well, not too much. I'm just sitting here at home looking at you.
I suppose there's worse ways to spend a Friday afternoon.
Of course,
I suppose.
Of course. Much worse, in fact.
What's been tickling your fancy lately, Jim? Any new books or streaming series or anything?
Not lately, no. Next weekend and the weekend after that, I'm going to be visiting family in the mountains next weekend, and then the beach the weekend after that. So I'm looking forward to that and hoping the weather will be good.
Yeah. Does that mean you're heading to North Carolina?
Yes.
Excellent.
Such a rough life. Jeez.
I know.
Getting up at the crack of 10.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not like you haven't earned it, Jim.
That is.
I'm just jealous.
Your day's coming.
Yes. Everybody's day is coming. And that right soon, but not too soon for Professor Heather Hill.
Oh, I don't know about that. How are you, Matt?
How are you doing?
I'm okay. That I had to, one of our adjuncts disappeared.
Incredible.
So I had to take over a third class. Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to be I have a course release for finishing up my book project, but our department was kind of in need. So
Can you carry that over next semester?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to carry it over, but
I really hope so.
Is this like frequent flyer miles or something like that? You can kind of like,
I don't know, but it's a lot. It's a lot of work, but
yeah, it is. I'm kind of hoping, based on your original invitation, Heather, that I do get a chance to stop by at some time. It's just unfortunate my lab is at the same time as your course.
Well, I'm actually looking at the schedule and trying to see if there's a way to squeeze you in here if you'd like. I mean, Mara's coming, and
I think you should just leave the students unsupervised in the lab, man.
and all the cabinets open too.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Mark
that would be a
Benvenuto.
whole other show.
But let's see. I'll look and see if there's some place for you here. It's just I'm going to run out of honoraria money. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would not do it for the money. I would do it.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't.
He could take free labor too.
Yeah, my favorite movies. That's the part.
I could maybe squeeze you one on December. No, wait a minute.
Ooh.
What
Okay.
year though?
Planning ahead.
What year?
The literature of bad scientists?
No, I mean, what we're all talking about is that, because I'm teaching the study of film class, I am doing a visiting scholar conversations element of the course where I'm having people from different disciplines come in and talk about whatever films they feel they want to talk about. So,
Oh,
so Mara's coming in and Prasad is coming in and Beth is coming in and
my favorite Prasad.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Prasad's coming, scholar is very, very loosely defined.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to talk about Ghostbusters. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So,
Nice.
oh, you are. I better write that
A
down.
deep philosophical film. Deep.
But we're just, so it's
Yeah.
yeah. But the class meets just once a week, so I only
Right,
have a certain amount of time. But I mean, if somebody you could come in and I'm feeling bad.
Haunt the place.
Don't feel
Haunt
bad.
the place.
You
Yeah.
can tag team a movie if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
what
absolutely
we need to do.
tag team a movie. It'd be
Ye-
really cool.
You want the
So-
production side of things too? I can.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Heather's not teaching anymore. We're just gonna have guests drop in all the
yeah,
time.
that's right. Well, you had to put the course together so fast,
Right,
that it's just but yeah,
Yeah.
actually, Dave, that might be good to have you come in at some point. So
Oh,
Yeah, the logistic of having someone sort of filch out right in the middle of the semester is kind of brutal. So,
and Professor Manning is coming in to talk about The Lion King.
oh, sweet.
Yes.
Kimba relived. Oh, sorry.
That's a segue if I ever heard one, because here's Professor Stephen Manning, whose favorite film is The Lion King.
I'm not favorite, but I think there were years ago I did something. I watched it so often when my kids were young with them,
Right.
kind of unthinkingly, just kind of, as a babysitter type of thing. And then it struck me at some point that it's a deeply political film. So
That it is.
I wrote some stuff on it. And so I'm going to talk to them about that.
That's very, very cool.
I think the paper I wrote was something like Simba meets Aristotle or something. So
Wow.
Perfect.
anyway.
Simba eats Aristotle.
but what does Timon do? Not bad
No.
for a cowardly little meerkat.
I know.
That's right.
Wow.
Nathan Lane. Continuing around the horn here, Professor Beth Oljar from philosophy is here.
Hello.
What's going on? I might as well just keep going here. Like, what movie you're gonna talk about Ghostbusters.
No, actually, I hadn't decided
Oh.
what movie. I mean, I was thinking about doing Clueless and Emma. I've never seen Clueless, so
Ooh,
first I'd have to
Clueless.
watch it. And I haven't seen that version of Emma, but
You
That's
don't
what-
have to do that. You don't have to.
But
You
the-
can do
but then
whatever you want.
then I would actually have to think about it.
And then I was also
Actually-
going to ask you what version of Ghostbusters too. So
Oh,
there's
sheesh,
only
come on.
one.
I know,
Yeah.
I just
A new
checking.
one.
Oh,
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
I'm actually sort of surprised to hear you say you haven't seen Clueless. So there was a time, because that would have been when I was an undergraduate at Detroit Mercy. The Clueless probably would have been in my top 20 movies. It's very entertaining. It follows the Emma story almost exactly, and it involves a whole bunch of actors and actresses that became very famous, including Paul Rudd in the
Mhm.
modern era. So it's a great movie.
As
told me it was
if.
good, so yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, there's that whole thing.
Good one, Heather.
Maybe All the President's Men. I don't know. I'm still
Whatever you want to do, right?
Die Hard.
It's the theme of the class is I'm doing like remakes, and I don't want to devote all of our conversation to the
Sure,
class, but
sure.
Jim, do you have a movie you'd like to do for my class?
Oh,
And
think about that.
I got the schedule out right now. I'll put you in.
Ah,
That
No,
means
I'll
then-
pass. I'd rather come listen to what others
Yeah.
have to say. So, Mara, what are you doing? What chemistry movie with chemistry undertones are you going to do?
I'm not doing chemistry undertones. I heard what Heather's plan was, and I heard that she was doing Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Get Out. And Get
Oh.
Yeah.
Out has been my favorite movie of the past
love that.
very
movie.
long time. So
Yeah, it's a good movie.
that's the one.
There you go.
Oh,
You
I thought you were
guys
going to do
get that?
Cats.
No.
Oh,
You guys get the connection? Guess who's coming to dinner and Get Out? You get
Mhm,
that connection?
mhm.
Isn't that kind of cool?
They're both. Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
I was about to segue to Professor Mara Livezey. Now we know what one of her favorite films of the last few years is. So that's a good starting point.
Really
good.
brilliant
Yes.
film.
to have you here, Mara. Mara, did you appreciate Us?
Yes. So I liked Get Out more because Us was certainly much creepier and scarier than Get Out was. Get Out was just very disturbing, but Us, yeah, kind of blows your mind right there at the very end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Very good acting. And, you know, the white people die first. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's true.
And there has never been a better segue for me to introduce Professor Dan Maggio of the First Organization.
Oh, white people.
How does
Yeah. well,
I was trying to
It's sort
figure
of
out
off kink.
what the transition was. Okay.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Am I
we
going to
do
die?
not want
Am I
you
going to
to
die first
die.
in today's episode?
No.
Hopefully not.
We could have a murder, Ask the Professor murder episode. One of us dies, and then we have to figure out who did it.
Like a whodunit would be awesome.
Yeah,
It would be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
I'll get working on that.
Killed somebody in the chem lab with a lead pipe or something like that. I
The
mean,
beaker.
A bunch
Killed
of
somebody with a wicked argument from the philosophy department.
Rape here, wit.
Rape here wit.
club.
I know.
At the stake from religious studies.
I know what Dan is gunning for here. He wants us all in full, possibly regalia, but costume. You want to do your very own murder by death with us playing all the main roles.
Speaking of one of my favorite movies, that's got to be up there in the top 10 for sure. And I
Yeah.
just saw a clip, you know, you just do random clips on Facebook, Instagram, and there was the one with Truman Capote when he was introducing
Lionel
everybody.
Twain.
Lionel Twain,
Yeah.
Choo
Yes.
Choo Twain.
Tutu.
No, that was the address, remember?
Here's his
Yes.
address. Yeah, Tutu Train.
Oh, great.
All right,
Olivia
folks. Well,
Olivia loves that movie too. It's
Okay,
like one of her favorites.
It
That
is a
being said-
brilliantly classic movie.
That being said, I'm afraid to see who would have to play who out of our motley bunch.
okay, folks.
Gee, I don't know. Can you speak like that? You know?
I'm
Not
Eileen
really.
Brennan. I think I'm Eileen Brennan in this scenario.
Are you really?
Folks,
Dick and
this is a
Dora.
program where you can send us questions regarding anything. And if you stump the panel, you win a prize. And if you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You can send us the questions in a number of ways, emailing us at atp@udmercy.edu. Find us on Facebook and Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. There you be. I have a very, very short set of questions from a long-time question sender we haven't heard from in quite a while. Hi, profs. It's been a while since I've submitted questions. Recently, however, I've been inspired to send you a very personal set of questions about what else? The Olympics. As a preview, the question requires you to A, guess the names of the 3 Olympic gold medalists who I've personally met, and B, the circumstances in which I met her or him. As you can see, there is only one question, but quite a longer response. You pick the passing score, question mark. My mailing
win.
address
Oh.
is in Palm Springs, California. Best wishes, our friend Alan Ira, who hasn't sent us questions in a long time.
Okay,
But-
so let's back it up. Palm Springs, does that help? Maybe.
It might, but he's done a pretty good job here. So again, I've met 3 Olympic gold medalists in my life. Name the 3 Olympians and the circumstances in which I met him or her. Now, if that's all I was to give you, which is the vibe I'm getting from this very short set of questions, I think that it would be rather difficult. So I think we're going to sort of back our way into this. And
Okay.
I'm going to give you the circumstances under which Alan met that person and see if you can guess who that Olympic gold medalist is. It's the late 1970s. I competed at a track meet in LA. I was 14 at the time. I competed in the long jump.
Bruce Jenner.
Although I didn't medal, I got to meet this person who was signing autographs.
Carl Lewis.
He was
Ronaldo
very
Nehemiah.
gracious. I thanked him for signing my brochure. He said, "Thank you for coming to this tournament that's named after me."
So I'm thinking what?
Wow.
Edwin Moses, Ronaldo Nehemiah. Who else were track stars back then?
It would be an older.
So this person would have been on in years if they had met in the late 70s, probably, arguably, one of the most historically significant runners of track ever.
Jim Thorpe.
Steve Prefontaine.
Jesse Owens.
But he wasn't a
It was
gold medalist.
Jesse Owens.
Jesse
There we go.
Oh.
Okay.
Professor
Nice.
Tubbs.
There we
Jesse
go.
Owens. Yes.
Good call.
Absolutely. He said, I remember Mr. Owens oozing class. Number 2, in the mid 1980s, I took a weightlifting class at Santa Monica City College. Although it was a weightlifting class, the instructor required the students to jog through Santa Monica before lifting. For some reason, the instructor, who was in his mid 40s at the time, always led the pack of runners, even though there were young track and field athletes in the class. Later, I learned this instructor was blank. Despite his historical significance, the Olympic gold medalist was modest and mild-mannered and was an excellent PE teacher. The initials are TS.
TS. Tommy.
I was going to say same name as the Detroit Mercy mascot.
Okay.
And last name is just about one of the most common in the United States.
Smith.
Yeah, Tommy Smith was the famous weightlifter from the late 70s, early 80s Olympics.
Okay.
I think it's cool to run into somebody doing something in your regular life and then finding out later. I can't help but, pardon me, mention, even though I cannot remember her exact name right now, which embarrasses me, I think is Katie Sprang. Of course, Professor Chow knows this. She won first ever gold medal for the United States in these last Olympics in women's weightlifting.
Oh no,
and
it's silver.
She lives just a couple blocks from where Dave and I live in Berkeley, Michigan.
No, isn't it silver though? The one
was
silver.
it silver? Oh,
Yeah,
I thought she was a gold medalist.
Yeah, she was in
medaled.
Wasn't she like the grand marshal of the cruising?
Dream
Yeah,
Cruise parade.
I think it was silver medal if I remember right.
Yep.
And
But it's pretty cool.
Not a bad medal to win, but still
That's right.
pretty cool.
Last one. Alan Ira met an Olympic gold medalist. In the early 2010s, I was in an outside shopping mall in Calabasas, California. While walking around, I spotted this person. She was taller than appearing on TV, I thought. I never had the courage to ask for an autograph at that juncture.
Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Carrie
That's a
Strug.
good guess, though.
Like a Carrie Strug, Mary Lou Retton kind of.
Mary Lou
No,
Retton's pretty
this
short.
is somebody that I think you all mentioned earlier.
Allison Joyner Felix. No, Felix. I can't remember her name.
Sport, summer or winter Olympics?
Gymnastics.
This was Summer Olympics. Is a track and field star.
Carl Lewis.
No,
You're talking
female
about
though.
Bruce Jenner, are
Dave
you?
said it was female.
Caitlyn Jenner is the
Caitlyn
correct
Jenner.
answer.
Oh,
Yes,
Caitlyn Jenner, now
Jenner.
female. Okay.
So these are, I of course can't help but wonder when Dave Chow was going to make the mention of the Cheers episode of Jeopardy. Indeed, these three people have never been in my kitchen.
True.
These are the 3 Olympic gold medalists that Alan Ira has met in person. And I got to say, meeting Jesse Owens that's got to be up there, right? Wow,
That's a big
that's
one.
awesome.
It's a really good movie about his races in Germany, and in fact, it's called Race.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
the name of the film. It's actually pretty good.
Great name. So
Yeah. Exactly.
We've got another short set of questions here with a good theme, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Hi, profs. It's July. Well, it's not July anymore. It's October. But the temperature is 61 degrees. What can I say? Summer in the UP. As we sat chilling, literally, in the yard with our dogs, we were inspired to jot off a few questions about fictional pups.
Aw.
We hope you're all well. Signed Marilyn, Dennis, Izzy, and Boomer, all coming to us from Munising, Michigan. And you can sort of see a picture, but you can't see a picture.
they're 2
Come
sheepdogs.
I can't get the background to work.
Oh jeez.
Oh, well. It's a really cute picture. They are gigantic English sheepdogs, and they look as big as horses. Fictional dogs and their owners. I'll give you the name of the dog. You say who the owner of that dog is. Buck.
Married with children, the Bundys?
No, that's not what it says here.
That's correct, though,
no.
still, isn't it?
It might
so.
be.
Okay. Who
This
else
is a
named-
very famous piece of literature.
Not
there?
the Jack London.
Call the Wild.
All the Wild?
Yeah,
It's the character John Thornton from Call of the Wild. That's
All
right.
right.
His dog was Buck.
I
And
haven't
if I
read that in
remember
like
correctly,
40
that was
years.
like a German Shepherd or something.
and apparently there was a terrible movie with
Harrison Ford.
so with Harrison Ford, it was terrible. It was an animated. The dog was animated. It got terrible reviews.
Wow.
Yeah. I heard
but-
technically it was
but-
amazing, but the
Yeah.
story was horrible. So
Yeah.
How about this is a very unique name. Asta. ASTA.
Oh,
Nick and Nora
Nick and
Charles.
Nora Charles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick and Nora.
Yep.
The
We were
That's
just
right.
Thin
talking.
Man.
We
Yeah.
were just talking about
Right.
Dick and Dora.
Crazy. Small world.
It
In
is,
like
isn't it?
every crossword puzzle.
Yep.
Marilyn Bachorek, by the way, from who's written us questions quite a bit from Munising, Michigan. She says this one actually has two answers. See if you can get both. If I tell you there's a fictional dog named Tramp,
Lady and the
Lady and the from the Disney.
But
That's
there's also
one.
Tramp. Wasn't that the dog on My Three Sons?
Yes, that is exactly correct. The Douglas family from My Three Sons. It occurred to me the other day after realizing my youngest of three sons, Emmett, is going to turn 10 in 2022, that I've survived a pretty big chunk of that decade without people bringing up My Three Sons very much. So that's pretty good, I think, for 10 years.
Well, that and that most of the people that watched it are now dead.
hey now.
Me.
Oh,
Whose fictional dog, was named Daisy?
Blondie. The
Blondie
Bumsteads.
and Dagwood.
Bumsteads.
Hello,
Well,
Jupiter. He's paying
I always
attention.
thought that it was weird because the comic strip Daisy looked very different from the one from the show. What was the name of the show again? I always looked to Dave for this stuff.
Show. What?
The TV show that was based on Blondie and Dagwood.
Oh, it was a movie. It was a movie series.
Oh, a movie series. Okay.
Yeah, the one in the comic strip always kind of looked like a sausage, and kind of like
Right.
this overinflated sausage. That's all.
So these are some pretty unique dog names. Whose dog in the movies was named Brinkley? Brinkley.
Ooh, Brinkley.
I think if I remember this correctly,
Some
the character-
journalist.
it sounds about right, right? The character was played by Tom Hanks.
Oh, whatever that show he was on. the
This
TV
was a
show.
movie, actually.
Oh, okay.
Not Sleepless in Seattle.
Nope.
Big.
Wasn't Castaway.
Nope.
Uh,
Definitely not Castaway.
Not Cast.
Joe versus the volcano.
You've got mail.
It was You've Got Mail. Yeah. It was
Oh, okay,
actually
I
from
was-
You Got Mail.
I was gonna go Forrest Gump, but that wasn't gonna go there. So
Which very, very fictional owner owned the very, very fictional dog K9? Not the word K9.
Oh, Doctor Who.
Yeah, that was Doctor
well,
Who.
okay.
And Marilyn says specifically, Dan, which doctor?
Tom Baker, the fourth Doctor.
Tom Baker. Yes. that's
Wow,
right.
there you go, Dan.
Whoa.
A modern classic. How about Eddie, the tiny little dog named Eddie?
Oh,
Frasier?
Frasier.
Dad.
Fraser Crane.
Fraser's
Yep.
dad.
Oh, Fraser's dad.
Martin Crane. Oh no.
Yeah, there's no way Fraser Crane was going to have a dog. Although
Jack
Miles
Russell would
did,
be
he had
appropriate.
that ridiculous Italian greyhound, right?
That's right.
Doesn't anybody remember? Yeah.
Yep.
My neighbors, my brand new neighbors, have an Italian Greyhound. I've yet to see, so I'm curious.
How about Nana? Nana.
Oh, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan,
The
yeah.
Darlings.
The Darling family.
Mhm.
Very good. Kind of a giveaway for those of us who grew up in the 70s and 80s with cartoons. Whose dog was named Astro?
The Jetsons.
Oh, the Jetsons.
Yeah.
The Jetsons. And a very, very, very recent addition to this list. Who owns Cheddar?
Cheddar. Kraft Dairy Foods, I know that, but
Probably.
Cheddar.
I can't tell off the top of my head if this show is still on television, but it could be in its 6th, 7th, or 8th season, or having recently shut down. So it's pretty recent.
Must be a Wisconsin-based show.
Actually, if I'm remembering correctly, it's New York based, Stephen.
Cheddar.
Raymond? Is this Everybody Loves Raymond?
No, but that's a good guess. It's actually more recent than that, Beth,
Oh,
the
okay.
show. The show has a prominent star. Let's see, who am I thinking here? Andy Samberg.
Oh, Brooklyn 9/11.
Oh,
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
Nine-Nine.
Nine-Nine.
Yes,
9/9, sorry.
yes.
I know, yeah.
Close
Nine
enough.
Captain
Thomas.
Holt and Kevin
Holstog?
own Cheddar.
Yeah.
How about another classic from the 90s sitcom era, Murray, Murray.
Ooh.
I hate this when it's on the tip of my tongue. I can picture the show.
I can
Thank
barely believe that everybody didn't just spit
Come
it
on, Dan.
out. I did not ever watch the show, but it
Who-
was
what's the star look like? Come on.
Kind of
it was
dog.
as popular as Friends during its time.
What, like not Saved by the Bell, or somebody like Friends or something like that?
How about Helen Hunt?
Oh, Mad About You.
Mad About
Mad
You,
About
yeah.
Mad
You.
About You,
Yeah.
Professor Hill. Yes,
Oh.
Mad About You.
And
Can hear
Helen
'em.
Hunt.
Yeah.
And Marilyn says, thanks for coming on my tour of 12 of these. Here's, just for goofiness, a bonus question. Very, very prominent 80s sitcom. One of the extremely classy main characters owned Noel the pig. Who was that?
Designing Women.
Yeah, that's right. It was Suzanne Sugarbaker
Yes.
on Designing Women.
Love that show. My mom.
Noel the pig.
That had the best writing of any show. on
Oh, it was
television.
great. Free
So
the
wonderful.
Shively Volvo. I still remember that.
So we are moving on to our absolute classic from Frank Burroughs and the Burroughs family, a new set of imponderables or favorites or whatever you want to call them. And I feel like we may have touched on this at some other time, but it's sort of a recast of something that was all close to our hearts as the weather turns cool. What is the professor's favorite comfort food?
Comfort food.
Ooh.
Boy.
I'm just
Okay.
going to go straight up for my great grandma's mac and cheese. It's totally gross, but it gets you every time. You pour whole milk in with it, so it curdles as it cooks.
God.
You basically make your own cheese at the same time with a thick crust at the top. It's basically my favorite food in the whole world.
I think mine would be spaghetti with meat sauce.
Ooh.
Very
It's definitely got to be a pasta.
Yeah.
It
Which
could be other
one?
things.
Yeah,
No, but-
rice, noodles, something like that.
But
Yeah.
it's definitely got to have a food coma quotient to it,
Mhm.
Right.
A sleep-inducing quality.
or like Thanksgiving turkey, maybe. No.
I'm gonna say like a really good lasagna with like good meat sauce in
Yeah,
it,
lasagna would
but
be good.
Oh.
Nice.
but it can't be comforting without a nice glass of red wine.
Which increases the comfort level significantly.
Woo!
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so true. So
Spicy chili with jalapeno cornbread
Oh my God.
Mm.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
on
true.
a
I don't know what I
cool
was
autumn
thinking
day.
by going for the food one so early in the list. It's just
Oh my God.
my
I know this
stomach
is going to
like-
sound odd, but I mean, this is more like a food that I sometimes crave. I really like tuna melts with grilled red onions and pickles on the side. And
Sure.
an order
Oh
of
my
onion rings.
God. Oh.
And an order of
Yes.
onion rings. So
Well, onion rings. Yeah.
Hmm.
For sure.
That sounds awesome.
it
Good
is.
Spaghetti,
crusty
herbs,
piece
and
of bread.
Olive oil and garlic. Just a ton of herbs and garlic and spaghetti and olive oil and butter and salt and pepper.
Oh God.
Mhm.
Put it right in.
My stomach is doing somersaults.
I know.
Mine's beginning to grumble. Mhm.
Ravioli right about now. Man, that sounds good.
Any
I have
pasta.
soup to reheat for dinner though, so chorizo and black beans, so that'll be pretty good.
Sure.
I don't know.
Are you gonna have some,
I
Bally?
like a good. If I go out, if I'm like I have the day off and I go out and get something to eat, it's always eggs, hash browns, and bacon. So I'm gonna
Man,
go with that.
Breakfast.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought for sure you were gonna go like fish or like fish and chips or something like that. No,
The pasta though is always good.
sleep-inducing comfort food, can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Biscuit
the truth.
pancakes.
Dave, how about a nice plate of poutine?
Oh
Mm-mm.
God! Oh,
No.
I'm
Talk
done
about
for.
coma.
I am done. Oh, and there's no place around here that makes a good poutine that I can
Oh,
think
that's
of.
the truth.
Got to go to Canada.
I had some in a bar in Windsor that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, Windsor. I don't feel like
Mhm.
going through the hassle of going through to there. That's all. Oh,
Crossing the border doesn't sound like the wisest choice just
It-
for poutine.
it's doable, but just too much work.
Yep, it is a lot of work.
And besides, Matt, you do know if I go, I got to smuggle back like 4 gross of pork buns for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and that
well-
would be my secondary comfort food.
Yeah.
pork
What
buns.
what
I
would
mean,
be
come
in what do you have in the trunk of the car?
Surprised you didn't say that first, Pat.
Oh,
I saw something online the other day, which of course lines up at the time of year perfectly, about how I guess I didn't realize it because I'll be honest, last year I wasn't doing a lot of shopping that I didn't have to. But the that wagon wheel size pumpkin pie that Costco sells was actually not
Yes.
made last year, but it's back.
what?
And we tell a story in our family of my brother having one in his trunk and forgetting about it, but during the winter. And so at some point he became so hungry traveling that he ate half of it. And I mean, that thing is hard to eat one piece of.
Yeah, a
Much
bunch
less
of
half
I
of it.
agree.
Wow.
At one point, Costco made a mixed fruit pie that
Mm.
was the same size. I mean, you had raspberries, blackberries.
Oh man.
That was, I think they couldn't get the fruit anymore, so they quit making it after about a year. But boy, that was good. It was. You could only get it in the summer.
That's it. I'm going to Westbourne.
Mhm.
If you go to Westbourne,
Pies there.
I bought a pie a couple weeks ago. We took to Beth's. It was made by Crust, which is out of Flint area.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Make
Oh.
amazing things. It was this double crusted
Oh,
apple pie. It was one of the best pies I've ever had. I think they definitely use lard in the crust. I'm
you
sure.
do know.
Probably
You
like
do know if we
that.
keep on doing shows like this, there's going to be the Ask Professor weight loss program too. So
Yeah, we're already there. And
Oh,
yeah,
dear
that
God.
definitely sounds like the needed segue that I needed, because I'm afraid our time is up and the time has come to say goodbye. Mara,
Goodbye.
Dan,
Goodbye. Thank you.
Beth,
Hungry now.
Stephen,
Yeah, what's for dinner?
Heather,
Bye-bye.
Jim,
Farewell.
and Dave.
see ya.
Now these words from University of Detroit Mercy. Ask the Professor is transcribed in, all of our homes, but usually it's in the Briggs Building in the Department of Communication Studies in the College of Liberal Arts and Education at University of Detroit Mercy's McNichols campus. Ask the Professor is produced and technically directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mio.